Okay. All right, let's do it. So where you want to start?
Where do I want to start? At the beginning.
It, it all started from the beginning.
So, what do you have here?
So all I could, majority of what I could find was all about how Russia limits access or cancels Google News
Okay,
in
so
Ukraine.
a little bit of backstory here. You look these things up. I've been away for a week, and you have no idea what's going on in the world.
I know. I mean, it's your YouTube feed that I rely on for
Yeah,
all the news
YouTube
updates.
wants
You
me
get
to
all
know
the good
what's going
stuff.
on in its own way and version of the truth. But either way, yeah, you don't ever talk politics or just news of the world or things other than basically music. What else is in your YouTube feed usually, primarily?
Video game stuff. I don't know how I got into what Demolition Ranch.
What the hell is that?
It's where this guy shoots stuff. And there's this other guy another big like gun YouTuber.
Like he takes videos of himself shooting stuff.
Mm-hmm. He does like skits, comedy skits in the beginning or silly. Some
Like
of 'em.
what? What does he do?
Like silly stuff, just like sketch comedy. But they have like
Like does he
they
dress up someone as an animal and then he pretends to shoot them?
probably,
Oh.
but they might like swap him out for like a plastic deer instead of like a person.
Well, obviously,
Yeah, it's called Demolition Ranch.
he's not in your feed for murder right now. So,
No,
yeah.
he is not.
Okay, well, I'm glad I don't have your feed.
Video game stuff, video game streamers, a lot of think media stuff. And there's
That sounds one-sided.
what do you mean one sided?
I mean, if that's where you get advice for your podcast visions. One place. One place.
The one place. You know,
That one
I
place
always
is
come
usually
back to it.
worshipped in church. So maybe you should find a place to go.
Russia's media regulator is restricting access to Google News service, accusing it of providing access to false information about Russia's offensive in Ukraine. The Russian news agencies report.
When is this from?
This is from the Times of Israel.
No, when? Date.
Oh.
The BC times?
March 24th.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because
Live
they
update.
they
Okay, yeah.
shut off and have been controlling the internet and the narrative for ever. Let
The
alone
decision
they
is
stopped.
taken at the request of
so much
Russian
more.
General Prosecutor's Office, according to the statement. The county media regulator Roskomendarzo, yeah, decided.
Rocco's, not Modern
Rocco's.
Life.
Google confirmed that some people are having difficulty accessing Google News apps in Russia. That is not due to any technical issues on our end. We worked hard to keep our information services like news accessible for people in Russia. So that was the first one. Let's see another one.
So do you think that Google News, which is one-sided, like like politically, like a right or a left side, or this country versus that country side in general? Is Google?
Is Google biased?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a gatekeeper of information.
Well, I'm going to take a poll, and before we're done, I will see what my Reddit followers have said.
If you think Google is biased, leave a hit in the comments.
Yes, but I'm also asking on Reddit, my peoples.
Yeah, you haven't talked to them in a while.
I haven't. Well, I mean, talk to them. I mean, they've responded, I'm sure. I haven't read them. Because I was away on vacation. So, all right, so where are we at? Anyway, go on with your next one.
Google News has been blocked by Russia. This includes mobile apps and website, with the company confirming lack of access, not to technical issues. Access to YouTube channels. Access to YouTube, just like access to any media that's not his. Blocking ads related to this crisis that seek to take advantage of situations that are caused to block or demonetize. No, it's just that was one of my main things. Looking at that, it's like I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
What's that?
Or it probably was already happening.
What's that?
The like limiting of what information that the
Oh, of course, because
Ukrainians were getting and the Russian citizens and what these people were getting.
I mean, I've watched multiple news, I guess, different countries' news between India, Saudi Arabia, the UK, Australia, and of course this countries, and all of them have basically said the same thing, that the Russian soldiers did not know that they were going to war with a country. They thought they would be more or less welcomed in for helping them get rid of the bad in their country and taking it back to Russia.
That was not the case.
No.
Not at all.
Okay, anything else?
Donald Trump Truth Social, a social media network where one can presumably incite a violent insurrection without violating the platform's terms of service. This is from Vanity Fair. As the alleged media bias, Donald Trump's got it covered. Axios reports that Trump's eldest son, alongside the former Trump staffers, is starting a new aggregation app called MXM News, which the group believes has the potential to compete with the likes of Apple News and Google News.
Because his Truth Social failed.
Oh. To start social media. They're
Yes.
starting a new app.
They couldn't
called
start their own.
MXN.
Yeah, their new Trump Twitter app they were trying to do apparently has failed. Unfortunately.
Mainstream news without the mainstream bio.
And some Trump news.
It's unlikely the mainstream outlets will heavily feature in the app's feed, given the junior father's has had to say about them: pathetic, fake, corrupt, deranged, sick enemy of the people.
So now I know, like, you have an algorithm with a computer, so you search something, or you just look at your YouTube feed, or you look at whatnot. It shows you what it thinks you want to see, hear, read, whatnot. So if you start searching on this new Trump search engine, whatnot, something totally against him, would it start showing you that, or would that not exist in this engine? I wonder. What do you think?
It's a good question. It'll probably
does it just not exist?
It'll shut itself down whenever there's bad
Does it
talk.
send like
or they're
viruses to your computer?
Like, we had to shut the system
You'd be
down because we had to
infected.
block all those people that were spamming the forums.
At this time, COVID has infected the system. So, like, what would happen? I mean, just does nothing come up? If you're like, oh, Trump lost the last election based on votes, would anything come up in the feed?
Probably not. I don't think so.
It's curious. So, anything else?
That was all I found.
Okay, so I'm curious about, we were watching this YouTube video, Jimmy Kimmel clip, before I watched any other news, just because I wanted to laugh, but, so it starts talking about Mike Lindell, and that's a good laugh. That guy is a good laugh. That is a good crackhead who's still on the crack to laugh at. So,
To laugh at.
yes. I mean, he was off it for a bit. He invented a pillow.
He's upset
But-
that no one wants to buy his pillow
But,
or donate to his pillow program.
so we're watching this, and this is the first I've heard of this, but apparently it's been going on for, 2 weeks. It's been brought to light that Mike Lindell is suing all machines. So I paused the video, and then
Is that
I sent
for
you
real?
this clip. I don't know.
Is
That's
that
why I
the-
sent. I
Okay,
haven't
we
watched
have the clips.
anything else. I
Which
sent
one
you
should I watch
a couple
first?
clips. I love Dr. Rashad. Let's start with Dr. Rashad.
Is that this one?
Yeah.
I've been working on it 5 months, and we're doing a class action. Actually, I'm announcing it here. I announced it on my program. Y'all watch frankspeech.com. Keep watching. But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines and that they're defective devices, okay?
Okay, so he is saying machines.
Yeah.
Like all machines.
Like the microphone he's using?
Machines.
Or the
Yeah,
video
like the-
cameras recording him?
Yes, true. A class action. You got the coughs, honey.
Yeah. I needed to blow my nose, and I felt weird doing it with the microphone right there.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyway, so okay, he's suing the microphone he's
Class
using right
action
now.
lawsuit.
I have lawyers worked on this for 5 months. We're getting county commissioners, county clerks. They're all the plaintiffs, and we've already got about 300 on board. And we're going to get rid of these machines once and for all for any election in history.
Oh, the voting machines.
Yes,
the
now he's
voting
But
machines.
see, he didn't start with that. That wasn't
Yeah,
his opener.
did not.
His
The machines.
opener was the machines.
I think Mike Liddell is back smoking crack.
He is. Yes. You know,
Rashard
if the doctor's
hold
on my
back.
side with this, you know.
He does not hold back.
Yes. So, I mean, right there. Yes. There is
Now,
a doctor.
I'm not being
saying the same
hyperbolic.
thing.
Mike Liddell used to be a prolific crack smoker. He admits to that. He used to smoke crack.
Yeah.
Okay? I work with several nonprofits that engage in rehabilitation services for those dealing with addiction. I was a drinking man myself. I think Mike Liddell has fallen off the wagon. Let me give you some background to my statement.
How does he
My
say
Pillow
that?
guy, the
Straight.
Pillow Project kept.
I don't know how he says it with a straight face, honey.
I
He
think
is
you get
back.
to a point where you just are just it's like so much like, and you can only laugh so much, but you're like,
It's
this
sad.
guy needs some help.
Yeah.
Kept Lindell's cocaine addiction at bay, but it never went away entirely. And then I got into crack cocaine, he admits. During this time, Lindell's marriage broke up, he lost his house, and he almost lost his business. In March 2008, Lindell said he was awake for at least 2 weeks doing crack,
Oh my, that would
2
cause
weeks.
damage, I would think.
smoking crack.
That's 2008.
You have to have a lot of money for
He
that.
tells an incredible story about his dealer, Lee, who put the word out on the street that no one was to sell Lindell any more drugs until he got some sleep.
Well, who the hell would if they putting their names out
Till
there?
he got some sleep. I'm not laughing at Lindell, but this was a very thoughtful drug dealer.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Regardless of the delusion about him suing all machines, that's what he said. There's only one machine killer that I know. Sarah Connor.
Yeah, they did not do that.
All right, here's the thing. You know, I sincerely believe that something's going on with Mike Lindell. I think he has perhaps fallen off the wagon. I've worked in addictive services for many years. He has so many signs.
Basically smoked so much that you smoked yourself crack high forever? Like, is that a thing? I mean,
definitely
obviously
has
you would kill
after
brain
effects.
cells,
It
but
has
I mean,
effects
can
after.
you like be the crackhead forever? Like stuck in the crackhead world?
I have no idea.
You know, like, I don't know.
It's-
I mean,
yeah,
Alice
but-
got stuck in Wonderland. Is he stuck?
That there's something else
crack
happening
land?
with him. I hope he gets the help he needs if that is the case. But let's go back to the substance of his commentary. He's going to sue all machines. Jackson, thoughts on that statement?
Go to the next
Yeah,
video.
I agree with you because
Go to
just
the
in
next video I sent you. Let's see. Let's get a little more context from, you know, a different perspective. Another YouTube video.
This one right here.
Yes. Apparently this guy, his name's Tommy Campbell. This is from 11 days ago, and he has 61,000 views, the most views of all these within the last 2 weeks. And I've never heard of this YouTuber, but or this guy, this gentleman. making this video, but let's hear what he has to say.
MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell went full Stoldenator, filing a class action lawsuit against all machines. And that's not surprising since he's constantly battling basic technology.
It says Lindell TV on Roku is down right now. I'm hearing this.
Okay. Logan, you make a phone call in there and see if you can find out what the team can do about that.
Phone call. I mean.
Come on, Wolverine. Call Roku. Get this fixed.
Call Roku.
I want to just see him trying to find the number for Roku in the phone book.
This is
It's right
obviously
next to
they're
the
attacking.
internet, the World Wide Web. I bet it's right,
Yeah,
right there in those green pages.
In the
Yeah.
Our feeds, but it's just disgusting.
Every time something goes wrong, it's bots, trolls, and elevator ninjas, not the basic Wi-Fi at the Tennessee basement studio, aka biggest broadcast place ever. Select all images with seized Russian oligarch yachts. Yacht. Verify. It is pouring MAGA tears. Defeated former President Donald Trump's social network went down like a bacon cart in Saudi Arabia, and I check in for a laugh, have a look at Mike Lindell's lawsuit against all machines. More Best in Show CPAC footage, and the latest and stupid from Don Jr., Lauren Boebert, Ted Cruz, and more. Diaper Don's Nose Vacuum Runt Spawn tweeted, Biden and blue state liberals destroyed America's energy independence. Now they're willing to pay millions to dictators for oil.
Well, let me just say that's a very good impression.
Keep going.
Is it Don? Don Jr.?
No. Don is.
What's his name?
Yeah. Yes. His name. That's what Trump says too.
What about TX? Okay,
Yes,
and
see, I'm
D.
just sniffing,
What about
yes.
America?
He is soon to be the
Guys,
next Mike
demand
Lindell. He
Biden
should be
stop
Mike
filling the
Jr.
pockets of
Mike Lindell Jr. That's what his name
Mike
should be.
Jr.
And guess what? Mike might have smoked a lot of
Dictators?
crack, but he'd remember his name. Hey, Jr.
and restart the Keystone Pipeline.
Exactly.
Naturally,
Exactly.
Have you watched this guy before?
No, I've never seen this guy or heard of him in my life.
What is his name again? Tommy?
Tommy Campbell.
I replied, you spent a month calling thrice-elected PM Trudeau a dictator, and now you're pleading for Canadian oil from said dictator. You're so dumb, I bet you and Eric get blasted on Silver Spoon snot salt and spend the night one-upping each other over who got dropped on their head more.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he should be, Mike Lindell Jr. He would remember his name more.
Do you want me to keep going on that one or watch the next?
I want to hear about the Trump Truth Social fail since
My
you
Pillow
brought that
CEO
up.
stood
Oh
on
wait, we
Silver
can hear that too.
the bags,
The what?
embracing Ted Cruz on their head.
Here, wait, it said something about
Every
Mike
week,
again.
I
Wait,
fly
Ted
back and
Cruz
forth to
talks,
Houston.
too.
Almost without exception, every time I'm on an airplane, either the captain or a flight attendant will come up to me, will hug me and say, thank you for fighting for us.
Ted Cruz is as huggable as a yellow cactus in a dog park, one that's been decorated with the bags. Embracing Ted Cruz would be like cuddling a sack of deli offcuts left in the midday sun. Flight attendants hugging Ted Cruz is as believable as Melania sleeping with Donald Trump for free. And
For free.
if a flight attendant actually hugged Ted Cruz, it would be to bid him farewell after being
I don't
deported
think he
back
would
to
be
Canada.
okay with it.
Ew, Ted?
Just people coming up to him to hug him.
Yeah, kind of agree.
Yeah. No, there's
That's
no
like
way.
a virtue signaling. There.
Yeah.
MyPillow's CEO Mike Lindell went full Stoldenator and declared war on all machines,
this is-
reminding the world that he's the drunk guy at the bar that wants to fight everyone.
We are doing a class action nationwide
Nationwide.
lawsuit, class action lawsuit, the most important class action
I didn't get
class
this email yet
action
to
lawsuit in mankind's history.
I did not get an email yet to join this class action lawsuit. I get a lot of emails. Oh, hey, claim your money in this class action. How come? Like, I have a
Bar none.
computer. It's a machine, right?
No, it's just voting machines.
I've used one before. Shouldn't I join? Like, I didn't get
Tobacco, BP, Gulf of Mexico oil spill, Volkswagen emissions, Enron Securities, WorldCom accounting, Tom Selleck's slow cousin's lawsuit against all machines.
More than the most important lawsuit in history. What is it? It's a defective machine class action lawsuit against all machines, polling books, anything electronic that was part of the 2020 election or any election in the last couple of years. These things, it's like a car. If you buy a car, Brandon, you're in a vehicle right now, and if you take a left and it goes right and runs into the ditch, that's a defect. That's a little defect, right? Well, when you have election machines, when you put in, when everybody votes one vote, one person, when you put that in, it's supposed to come out the same on the other side. And when it comes out different and you've got the evidence to prove it, they're defective.
Now Mike explains a little more about the lawsuit.
Section 1983 lawsuit in violation of the constitutional rights to vote. The relief is all machines, including, but not including Dominion, and not to include Dominion and others, and including electronic polling books.
A Section 1983 lawsuit is a legal claim alleging that a state or local official has violated your civil rights under the United States Constitution. Defeated former President Donald Trump's social network is as popular as a Kevin Sorbo movie. Trump's Truth Social still doesn't have a functioning website, isn't available on Android, and the Truth Social app continues to fail, not even ranking in the top 100 on the App Store. Twitter.
I mean,
Who's Kevin Sorbo?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. All right, go on.
Yeah, I'll look that up later and put that right here.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, even Snapchat are in the top 5, 10, and 25. Truth Social is not in the top 50 or 100. And
there's no way any gatekeeper in tech in Silicon Valley is going to let that app or that app.
No, I mean, I don't think they should stop it if that's really one of the top downloaded apps.
Well, like,
I mean,
sorry, I shouldn't say let that app.
Like,
I should say be able to compete with those people. Just Trump and
they're letting it, and it's not doing well.
Yeah,
apparently.
So yeah, he doesn't have enough money to make that work.
Well, I mean, maybe if he sent out a little bit of money, if you download my app, I'll give you, $5,000.
Start paying people.
Well, I won't pay the cities that I owe money to, that I visited, or anyone else. But I'll start sending you, $500, $5,000 if you download this app. And then there's a legitimate check. I need money sometimes. I'd probably download it. I mean, I wouldn't keep it, but I don't have a lot of memory. Take a lot of pictures.
I don't got a lot of memory on this thing.
I take a lot of pictures. I had to delete apps and uninstall them while I was on vacation because I ran out of memory. So yeah. Really? Yeah, so it won't last long, but I would do it for the money.
Do you want more of this one?
No, go ahead to the most recent one. This one was from less than a day ago. It only got 45 views, but I just wanted, someone lesser known and less viewed, which it could blow up perspective.
I don't know if all of you know who Mike Lindell is. He's the...
I love...
His name is...
I love it already. I love the sound of it. He's using Logi, so we're using Logitech too.
Oh, okay. He uses a camera that has... Anyway, it's Tetsubo57 is his name.
Shout out to Ted Subo. What? Tet Subo using the Logi. Got the watermark on the bottom right, yeah.
Anyway, go on.
It just didn't sound... It just sounded...
My Pillow guy. Now, I don't know if you've ever had an opportunity to actually put your hands on a mind pillow to see what it's like. They're horrible. They really are horrible. They're essentially just little shredded pieces of memory foam inside a bag.
Well, maybe that's why he stayed up for 2 weeks straight.
Shredding all the memory foam for these pillows.
No, it's because the pillow wasn't comfortable. So.
Oh, no. The pillow, I thought the pillow was nice.
So, it hurt his neck, and so he decided to smoke crack to feel better, because that was his painkiller, and to keep him up so he didn't have to sleep on the MyPillow.
I don't think so.
They're not pleasant to touch, and I don't even imagine how unpleasant they are to put your head on. I was stunned when I finally touched one. This was years ago. I saw one at a store, and I'd like, hey, I've heard of these things. Let's take a look. Ooh, and like that's the thing I thought would be great. Could you actually shape it into anything you want it to be? Yes, you can. It'll do exactly what it says. Would I want to use it? No, I would not. I have a purple pillow. Love the thing. Highly recommend it. And he was a really ardent supporter of the turn-up in the 2020 election. Even went so far as to get a visit to
The what?
The turnips that they planted.
White House.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Do you
he
remember
said
we saw
turnip.
that? We saw a video. I saw a video whenever, I don't know, I guess the president and the first lady are to like plant a tree or a bush. Anyway, they have to use a shovel and do something. And she had to get others to help her
What?
lift
Dig the hole?
lift the shovel with any type of dirt on it. Yeah. That's not her
Where he
thing.
was carrying notes about trying to encourage the president, the then president, to enact martial law to make sure that he stayed in power. Well, he's very upset about that election loss, and he has been touting the election loss lie for quite some time now. And now he's decided that the best tactic he can take is to sue all the machines. Yes, he's going to sue all the machines. That way, he will prove he is right, and he will prove that the turnip should be restated as the President of the United States of America. I think the logic goes. I'm not 100% sure how the logic actually goes, because I'm getting the impression from having watched Mike Lindell over the course of the last couple of years that he and logic are not close bedfellows. And the reality is he's just a hateful bigot, a white nationalist, and he is in charge of a company, and I pray that he has not used his white nationalist policies on his employees. But if he has, I would really be interested in seeing what kind of a lawsuit they could bring against Mike Lindell. Because what I would really ardently love to see is Mike Lindell lose it all. Right now,
Lose
the
all
job-
of what?
His mind? I think he has.
What does he have left to lose? Like,
Well, I'm going to
honestly,
have to look
I say
into
I
this
giggle,
because I'll be honest.
but
Like,
I don't think he has any money either. Like, he doesn't have anything left to lose. He's grabbing. He's desperate.
I think all he has left to lose is the spotlight and doing this for and with and keeping this going. Like, that's all he has as far as a friend in Trump. You've got a friend in me. Yeah. So I do want to look into it. I've never heard of his white nationalism. As in, I don't think the KKK would want him. I'm sorry. Like, Mike Lindell would be the worst KKK member
Here
or
comes
of
Mike.
any group. Yeah.
Shit, who told us?
But I'm gonna have to look into all of that. And as far as like what kind of money he does have, I really don't think he has any. But this brings me to the question, okay, like suing the machines, okay. Okay,
can't-
like don't you sue people?
You have
anyway,
to. He
but
has to mean the
regardless-
company's Dominion is the company of the name of the company. Who
Yeah, he's not allowed to
owns the
mention
machine.
that anymore, and that's why he was hesitant and like stuttered over naming them. Like when he was reading that thing, yeah,
okay. He's not
yeah,
supposed
because
to.
they he
flag
already
him for
lost
that.
his lawsuit to them. They won money for him doing that. But anyway, regardless, this brings me to the question. Okay, so let's say these lawsuits take forever. So in like 2 years, it's proven that Trump was really the winner. Mike Lindell was right. Blah blah blah. So, does somebody with a time machine make the whole world go back to when Trump won and put him back as president? Like, how?
Yeah, they're just.
What is this doing? What is this accomplishing? There's going to be a whole nother presidential election before this
Yeah,
finishes.
by the time this court date.
So, shouldn't
court goes
anyone
through.
from left, right, or any side, shouldn't they just go and vote and
vote on?
the next election? You know what I mean? Because that's going to happen sooner than any end result in these lawsuits. And Mike Lindell's lawsuit especially. But just my point is, like, what's the point in continuing this if you can't go back in time to change anything? It's too late. It's
But
gone.
yeah.
You already missed
Well,
that
he
boat.
doesn't
That
know
boat
that.
has sailed, okay?
Hi.
He's chasing the dragon, okay? I guess, still. So, I don't know. Just give him the crack. Tell him it's legal. I don't know. Let him give it up.
Isn't it legal in
Where?
like Washington or Seattle or?
I do think I heard there's like a little bit of most drugs are, but I'm not quite sure. Like crack, like to end up like him or to wanna like drugs that make you like that. That's like the bath salts and shit. Some things you're way too intoxicated, and it's illegal to be that intoxicated and dumb as a human being.
Allowed in our court system.
Because they wouldn't even, like, if somebody approached them and was like, sir, what's your name? We just want to make sure you're staying safe with your small drug use. Oh my God, who got you at? Like, he would just freak out and the paranoia would take over and everything else, and he would get arrested for other things. So being him is not legal in most states. Or any state, regardless. But anyway, this is not what I really wanted to ask you about. I wanted to ask you about the last thing. This book I found on vacation, okay?
Oh, you found a book
Yes,
that you didn't tell me about.
I kind of did, but it is a book I've never seen written along these lines before, because these are questions that I've never even thought of to ask.
Good, because
Totally
I've been
off.
feeling kind of dry on our questions.
Where were you going? I heard that. It was a stutter of relationship.
Questions.
You were
Relationship
getting dry on our
questions.
relationship.
We've
Okay.
we've gone through all of our books. We've done most of our tests. We're running out of
Okay,
tests.
so most things you can Google in life and get an answer, but these are questions people don't even think to ask. So, okay. We have 3 cats. First, one of the questions in this book.
Yes, we do. 3.
We have 3 cats, so
wonderful
that's why it also fit in.
Pains in the arse.
Okay. So there's multiple questions in this book, and I'll get to the title of the book in a minute, but let me ask you this. How can I prepare my cats for threats they will commonly face? Have you ever thought about that? How do you prepare your cats for threats? Okay, here's a threat. Dogs. How do you prepare them for dogs?
Sometimes, actually, if I see like Mila running around, or if I see anybody running around like they're all jazzed up, I'll like make eye contact and like crouch down low, like I'm gonna attack. Maybe even shake my butt a little bit, like I'm gonna pounce.
Dogs pounce? What does that have to do with the dog?
Or maybe
do
like...
cats actually know what some of our cats haven't been outside, so do they know what a dog is?
Nah.
Okay, so this book gives you the answer. Dogs are often, as it is commonly said, all bark and no bite. Instruct your cat to fire a warning shot if an angry or aggressive dog confronts them.
What's a warning shot?
Well, you'd have to read the book. Okay, so how do you prepare your cat for burglars? How do you?
I don't know. Tell me.
Because a dog would be like all bark, I guess, or you could train them to attack. But what do you do with cats? So burglars, while posing a potentially serious threat to your cat's safety, should not be met with lethal force. In many cases, it will suffice merely to maim the intruder. So you got to
maim.
Yeah.
Our cats maim. Our cats don't maim. Domestic cats don't maim.
Yeah, well, just because your cat is the cutest little cutie pie in the world does not mean they possess the higher brain functions and powers of reasoning necessary to decide the fate of every criminal who crosses the threshold. Okay, so, these are just some things to think about. Okay, let's see some of the other questions. Let's go through a whole bunch of pages here. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Do I need to talk to my cat about evolution?
Yeah, no. They
Absolutely
know. They
yes.
get it.
Absolutely
they get it.
yes. Cats today are bombarded with atheist propaganda from every angle, from the goddess degenerates who infest our entertainment industry to the pinko liberals in government who would love nothing more than to outlaw the practice of Christianity. So yeah, you need to read this. Like, I need to read this. Yeah. So what exactly is the danger of not talking to my cat about evolution? Can you answer that?
What's the title of this book?
We'll get there. Okay. So the danger is there's a secret war being waged against our great country. A shadow war. A war not only for the soul of every red-blooded American citizen, but the souls of our cats as well. Like, this is some interesting information that, things you never think of. Okay. So here's another question, another chapter, a whole nother area. Do I really need to talk to my cat about abstinence?
Yes. All cats need to have that conversation.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, that is something that needs to be talked about. So, under what circumstances is it okay for my cat to be having sex?
You're fixed.
If they're fixed, they're allowed to be having sex?
Yeah. They probably don't. But I don't know. I don't know what cats are like.
Oh, right here. What if I get my cat spayed or neutered? Under no circumstances should you ever spay or neuter your cat. Not only are you tampering with the reproductive capability of your cat, it's a violation of God's will. It sends one message to your cat loud and clear. It is okay to have as much sex as you want without consequences.
That's such nonsense.
Yes. While spaying or neutering in some cases can be an effective birth control method, although not as effective as abstinence, it opens your cat's heart to sin and does nothing to protect your little kitty against sexually transmitted diseases.
Obviously never seen a large amount of feral and stray cats.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Here's another section. Do I really need to talk to my cat about online safety?
Yes.
Long gone are the days when we might separate real life from being online. The internet has become an integral part of everyday life for virtually all Americans as well as their cats. They're in here a lot, so yeah. All right, so let's do one more section here. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Do I need to talk to my cat about puberty? Of course! Puberty can be a scary time for any young cat or kitten. Their bodies are beset by changes that they cannot understand. They're getting bigger, they're growing fur in strange new places. Their meows might even be getting deeper, longer, or higher pitched, and without your guidance, your poor little kitten will have no idea what's happening to them. Ours
As
just...
if having children isn't hard enough. Why are we giving all these...
Well, you know what?
human qualities
Maybe
to
if we were
to
taught this
animals?
kind of stuff in school about cats and animals, we wouldn't have so many problems with our children. So, it even...
Maybe.
Yeah, so, well, in this section, what should I do if I suspect my kitten is masturbating? What should I do?
What should you do? Tell me what to do.
Let's face facts. Virtually all cats have masturbated at one point or another. Even worse, many young cats and kittens masturbate on a regular basis.
What?
And not just boy cats.
When do they find the time?
You're telling me. You're such a liar. You've never seen our cats lick themselves.
No, that's masturbating?
They're pleasuring themselves.
Okay. Is that what the book says? What does the
No,
book
I didn't
say?
read the book yet. I haven't
Does it say how they do it?
No, but I didn't read it yet. I don't know.
What kind of reference book is this?
I don't know. I kind of want to skip that chapter, though.
You opened it.
No, but when I do read it.
It's
What
important.
different scenarios do I need to prepare my cat for? Foreign invasion, massive ghost attack, AI.
Massive ghost attack. Not a small ghost
I
attack,
couldn't even
a
keep it straight
massive
this time.
one.
AI singularity, nuclear holocaust. Wait, hold on. And yeah, so I mean, once I've taught my cat survivalist skills, they're safe, right? Nope. Nope. They're not. No. Oh, who are the agents of Satan? I mean, this is some good information.
agents
Anyway,
of
this book is
Satan?
called How to Talk
That's
to Your
the
Cat
Satan!
About Gun Safety, Abstinence, Drugs, Satanism, and Other Dangers That Threaten Their 9 Lives. Can you see that there?
Very nice.
This is the first time I've ever seen a
Gun
book
safety.
written
That's
on
all in
these
gun
topics.
safety. That's a lot of stuff.
No, gun safety, and then it says, and abstinence, drugs, Satanism, and other dangers that threaten their 9 lives.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Thank
I
goodness
mean,
that we
this
have
book
these
needed to
things.
be written. It has never been written before that I've ever found. I'm going to have to look it up and see if it's just like a copycat book, but I don't believe it is.
Yeah, check the link in the
Yeah,
description. I'll
so,
leave those in there.
I mean, this was written in 2016.
Everyone whose videos that we watched,
Yeah.
appreciate you.
But I need to give credit
Links
to
in
the
the
author,
description.
right? Right? Shouldn't I give credit to
Yeah,
the author?
absolutely. What's his
it's
name? Her name.
It says copyright 2016 by Zachary Auburn.
Zach
And,
Auburn, all right.
Yeah, and it's the American Association of Patriots presents this book. So,
Oh, I appreciate them so much
Yeah.
because that's a excellent read. And
I'm going to be reading
sounds
it.
like
I
good
mean,
life
as a
rules to
3-cat
live
owner
by. So,
myself,
yeah,
I
we are
yeah.
very serious about our
And you know what?
cats.
It'll help me in the future with my human children.
The children.
Yeah.
With the children.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. That's another one down.
Yep.
I think it's a very good one. One of our best, actually.
Time to get reading.